Hey everyone, Wes here from Great Scott Prop Shop. In this video, we're going to be installing the replacement V-hook kit for the Spirit Proton Pack, so we can get rid of this crappy little peg thing that never stays on. Anyways, let's get started. For this install, you're going to need the kit, the V-hook kit, a small Phillips head screwdriver. We're going to need some sort of a saw or cutting device to be used to cut that guy off. Then we're going to need 2 Allen wrenches. 3/32 Allen wrench, and this one is a 5/64 Allen wrench. Also going to need a drill with a 7/64 drill bit. So first things first, let me clear some of this out of the way. I'm going to remove these 4 screws. Okay, screws are out. Put those aside. Hang on to them because you will need them again in a few minutes. Also, you're going to want to make sure that this piece right here pop out. Next, we're going to take our kit out. Everything is going to come pre-assembled, so pay close attention to how things go together. So we're going to slide this end off. Female side, this is going to go on the wand, so I'm going to put it over here for now. This is going to go on your Proton Pack. Take these guys out first. Also want to take note the screws in here and the screws in here on this side, the part that's going to mount to the wand, they are 2 different size screws, so don't get them mixed up. One other quick update is the mounting hardware that is included with the kit. You're going to get 2 screws that are going to mount the male hook onto the mounting block that goes into the pack, and then you're also going to get 2 screws that mount into the female hook that are going to go onto your wand. Now, depending on what I have in stock and what's available with the current supply chain shortages and places I'm buying screws from, they may be a black oxide screw or they may be a stainless steel screw. They also may be a hex head that you use an Allen wrench for, or they may be a Phillips head screw. Again, it's what's available to me when you place your order, but it's not going to make a difference in how the product functions. It's just going to have a slight cosmetic different look potentially. Alright, take that apart. I'll lay this to the side and we're to this piece here. Get this guy lined up, press it on in there. And you want these 2 holes, these mounting screws right here. You want this guy here, you want them to be towards the top of the Proton Pack. Then we're going to take the screws that you just removed and reinstall them. Get them nice and snug. Okay, so the screws are reinstalled and you want them tight, so snug them down, but use common sense, because anytime you're screwing screws in plastic, you can over tighten them and strip the threads. So snug them down, don't crank on them because they will break. I wanted to jump back in here with another update from our first video. I've had a couple of users that have had the mounting blocks come out after they put the stock screws back in here. And I'm thinking what's happened is the stock screws that come in here have either been over tightened and stripped out, or more likely from the factory they may have been over tightened. So when they put the wand on, this block comes out, which is no good. Again, this has only happened a couple of times out of the hundreds that we've sold. So a workaround to this, if this should happen to you, is getting some longer screws. I picked these up at Ace Hardware. They are size 3/48. See if I can focus on that here. But all we would do here in this circumstance, if this happens to you, is get a longer screw. Again, they're size 3/48, and you would proceed with mounting these. You may have to drill these out just slightly. So once you mount this through, they would, if I can get a good angle, they would stick through the back here, and you would just put a nut on the back of them to secure it in place. That way you're not relying on the screws biting into the plastic to hold it on there, you've got a backing nut on here. And these are probably too long. These I think are 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch long. You probably don't need them that long, just long enough to go through to the other side. Again, these are size 3/48 by, I think this was a 1/2 inch long. You probably could get away with 1/4, but it's not gonna hurt to go longer. I think they're about 45 cents a piece. So again, 3/48 with a 3/48 backing nut to through bolt it onto the Proton Pack if you're having that sort of a problem. I don't include these screws with the order because again, there has only been a few people that have needed this, and to keep the price where it's at, they're not included. So you would need to source these. I recommend an Ace Hardware. Get one in there, leave it kind of loose, and we'll get the other one in there. Again, spin it around till it gets snug. I'm doing 2 finger tight here. Okay, that is installed. You want to get these screws nice and flush with the plate. That way when you put your other bracket on, slides on there, it is not getting caught at all on here. Okay, I'm going to put this part aside for a second. I'm using this for basically demonstration purposes. I am not going to be ever using this thing again, but some of you might want to. So for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to take too much care in taping any of this off when I saw it. So I'm just going to slice it off, and it's probably going to get marked up. Okay. Alright, that guy's off of there. It's flat now. Now we can attach this guy. So, what we're going to do, we've got the wand, and front of the wand is right here. Here's our bracket. We're going to put our bracket right about in the middle and grab our drill. Okay, now you can put this down here if you'd like. Probably a good idea to brace it a little bit. Making a mess here, all the plastic dust. So we're going to set this guy on here. Get it wherever you'd like it, placement wise. Go ahead and punch right through. Before we drill our second hole, let's go ahead and get our first screw in. Go ahead and thread it through. You're essentially making your own threads into the plastic, so you're going to have to give it a little bit of force. But just slowly press it in there until it gets snug. Alright, now you drill. Let's punch the second hole. And go ahead and put in your other screw. Same as first time, we're making our threads, so give it a little bit of elbow grease when you push it in. So you're pushing and turning at the same time. Make sure they're snug again, 2 finger tight. Okay, so now we have our wand bracket installed and we have our pack bracket installed. And you're just going to slide the two together. Just like that. Also gives you a little bit more clearance here. Thanks for watching. Make sure and check us out on Etsy, Great Scott Prop Shop. And please let us know if you have any questions.